Landing in a foreign country can be exciting, but finding a ride to your accommodations can be stressful, especially when you're arriving in an unfamiliar airport from a long travel day.
In this video, we're going to share what we consider the smartest way to get from the airport to your accommodations.
Hi, we are Sean and Tina. We retired early, sold almost everything, and now traveling the world full time. We will show you how you can live abroad comfortably on $2,500 a month with real budgets, tips, and destinations that can make retirement affordable and exciting. So, hit that subscribe button and see how you can retire sooner, travel longer, and live more. Welcome back to our channel.
I'm Sean.
And I am Tina. And if you are joining us for the first time, we want to welcome you to our channel, and to our current subscribers, we want to welcome you back as well. We have been traveling since April of 2025, and these are the airport transfer options that we've experienced. Based on our experience, we've rated each option for safety, simplicity, scam risk, and most of all, cost.
So the first option we're going to cover is hotel arranged transfers. Those are going to be best for first-time travelers, solo travelers, or late-night arrivals.
So we're going to rate these, and the first one is by safety, and we give this one a 10 out of 10. It's extremely safe, and you verify your driver ahead of time.
Yeah.
The next one is simplicity, and we rated this one as well a 10 out of 10. Just effortless in the process, clear pickup,
Yep.
and no decision making or being confused about the whole arrangement.
Right. Scam risk, we rated that a 1 out of 10, which is basically very low. It's going to be hard to scam due to the verification that you've done ahead of time, tracking, and then the pricing is going to be fixed. And then finally, cost. This is probably going to be your most expensive one because, obviously what's involved in it. And I can say from our experience, especially in Asia, I don't know that I've seen very many hotels that even offer this option to you.
Number 2 is pre-booked private transfer companies. This would be Get Your Guide or Klook. And these are best for couples, retirees, and anyone landing after a long haul flight.
Yeah. And so looking at safety, we give this a 9 out of 10. It's very safe. It's going to be an official service. It's going to be good controls in place to tell you how the process is going to work. And then rare, if ever, any issues that we've experienced in the past. For simplicity, we give it a 9 out of 10 because it's pretty easy. The steps to arrange the ride are very clear. And then looking at scam risk, this is going to be a 2 out of 10. We consider this low because scams are really uncommon when you're booking through these. And then cost. This is probably going to be mid-range in the price because obviously you're going to be getting a private driver. So that's why we would consider that probably a mid-range.
Number 3 is rideshare apps. That would be Grab, Uber, or Bolt.
Yeah, in Asia, it's primarily going to be Grab. I'm sure most of the viewers are aware of Uber. But yeah, like I said, in Asia, it's going to be Grab.
Mm-hmm. These rideshare apps are best for confident travelers, daytime arrivals, and budget-minded travelers.
Yeah. From a safety standpoint, we give it a 7.5 out of 10. Generally, it's going to be safe in most places, but it depends on the destination that you're arriving to. For simplicity, we gave it a 7 out of 10, so we're calling this kind of moderate. You must follow instructions or navigate to pickup zones, and we've had experiences where those pickup zones aren't very clear.
And the next would be scam risk. We rated this one a 4 out of 10. Low to moderate, rare but still possible. And the last one would be cost. This would be budget to mid-range.
Yeah, I think overall, initially when we started traveling, we primarily used rideshare apps because it was budget friendly. One thing I will say though, going back to the simplicity, we've had experiences when we landed at certain airports where rideshare companies were not allowed into the airport. Yes. And so you have to actually leave the airport in order to have access to the rideshare app. So that's something you want to consider when looking into ride shares.
And when Sean say leave the airport, you would literally have to walk.
Right.
And if you have luggage, you would have
Yes.
to roll it. Because like Sean said, they're not allowed to be out in front of the airport. That space is usually designated for taxis. Drivers.
Yep. Yeah. The fourth option is going to be the official airport taxi stand. This is going to be best for travelers who didn't prearrange their ride to their accommodations from the airport.
And for safety, we give this one a 7 out of 10. Generally safe when taking a taxi. And it's safe in many places, but it also depends on the time you get in and your destination. So, you know, pretty much with any of these rides, I think you want to just be more cautious about arriving late if you are a solo traveler.
Yeah.
And simplicity, we give this one a 7 out of 10. Very moderate. You must follow instructions to navigate to your pickup zone.
Yeah. From a scam risk standpoint, 5 out of 10, basically a low risk. It's rare, but it is still possible. And then from a cost standpoint, it's going to be mid-range. One key tip we will say about this is only use the official taxis. You know, in some airports, it's very organized, and the official taxis are really the main ones that you can take. But in some places, there's a mixture, you know, and there are people, just random guys walking up to you trying to see if you need a ride. So just remember that when you're looking at the taxi option.
Yeah, and these random guys will also say the word, "Do you need a taxi?"
Right.
So just be very cautious about that.
Yeah.
Number 5 is public transit, and that would be metro, train, or bus. And these are best for experienced travelers, if you have light luggage, and also for daytime traveling.
Yeah. From a safety standpoint, we give it 6 out of 10. Generally safe. It's going to be safe in many places, but again, it depends on the destination and the time of your arrival. From a simplicity standpoint, a 4 out of 10. We consider it complicated, honestly. It can be multiple steps, you know, to catch the train or the bus. There could be a risk of confusion, especially after a long flight, because these buses and trains aren't always very easy to find when you're coming out of the airport.
Scam risk. We would rate this one a 3 out of 10. So that's low, and scams are uncommon on this particular transit.
Yeah.
At least that we know of. Cost is very budget friendly.
Yeah, I think in fact, you know, from a budget standpoint, this may be the most economical. But again, there's going to be some navigation required on your part, both to find the station where the pickup is, and also likely when you get dropped off, it's not going to be at your accommodations. You're going to have to navigate through the city to get to your accommodations. So after covering the 5 options that we've seen in our travels, we're going to share our personal strategy for airport transfer.
We normally and have begun to use a private transfer company. And we normally book through Get Your Guide in advance.
Yeah, one thing we like about that is the process is very clear. You get contacted upon arrival to the airport from the company that's going to be picking you up. And the meeting location is very clear, which we like that. And also, another thing we like about it is because we can schedule this so far in advance, the cancellation process is allowed up to 24 hours before pickup. So if something comes up and you miss your flight or something happens, then you can cancel and you get your money back. Now, in this last trip that we took, we flew into Bangkok. We booked through Get Your Guide, and I think the cost was, around $35. So it was very reasonable, in my opinion, because we got in after midnight. By the time we made it through immigration and to pick up our luggage, it was probably 1 a.m. So having the arrangements pre-made, it was very easy for us to locate where we would go to be picked up. They had a sign with our name on it that ensured we were in the right location, and the company that we had made arrangements with, and it was all set. So.
And while we were there, once we arrived at where we were to get our driver, the young lady actually took a picture of both of us to assure that they had the right people that they were picking up.
Right.
And then she guided us to where we needed to go outside to get our driver.
Yeah.
And with our sign.
Yeah, in fact, on the sign it had our name, and she wrote down the driver's license plate number. So everything is
very safe,
very clear, so you understand who's picking you up and where you're going.
And once our driver arrived and we got in the car, the driver also at that point took a picture of us again to make sure that he had picked up the right person, even though we had just come from inside the airport.
Yeah.
So this process of booking with Get Your Guide has really been a win-win for us.
Yeah. We want to share some what we consider smart safety habits that basically cost you nothing.
The first one is keeping your phone charged before landing. It is very important to do that. We hear other travelers around us all the time saying, my phone has died, it's not charged. This is another safety feature, once again, especially if you are a solo traveler and you're supposed to check in with someone wanting to know the updates of your travel. You need to make sure that your phone stay charged at all times.
Yeah, another thing we would say is have your eSIM or however your phone is going to be working in the country you're landing in, it needs to be locked and loaded. For the most part, because you're going to need to be able to pull up your accommodations. If you hadn't prearranged your travel, you're going to need to know where you're going. And what we like to do, even when we prearrange our travel, we pull up our destination on Google Maps, so I know that the driver is taking us where we need to go. So it's going to be critical that A, your phone is charged, and B, you have service so you can track your location going to your accommodations.
And another thing, don't flash large amount of cash around. This is another reason why we book ahead of time, because you don't need to pull out any cash when you're booking on these apps.
Great point.
You have already processed your payment through the app. So this is another way to keep you safe as well.
Yeah. I'll let you do the last one.
And the last one is trusting your instinct. And I always say it, discomfort equals pause. If you're feeling uneasy about something, just take a minute and just stop, get yourself together before proceeding on, because when you don't do that, something usually happens. So just take your time. There's no need to rush. Another thing that we noticed getting into the airport is, as late as we did, these airports are very busy at all times, 24/7. So you're not in there alone. And there is always an information person at the desk. If you're unsure and you want to ask someone, don't allow someone to walk up to you. Ask the information person. They can help you.
Right. And finally, The smartest airport transfer is the one that causes the least amount of stress after you arrive at your final destination. If you've ever had a stressful arrival, please drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear about it.
And guys, if you enjoyed this video today, and we hope that we shared some helpful information for you when you arrive in a foreign country, don't forget to give us a like.
Thumbs up.
And also subscribe to our channel. Also, that will give you the opportunity to get notifications when we upload new videos.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.